Hey guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today we will talk about Tesla and what I think it will do this year going into 2027. As you can see, Tesla has a very interesting chart because of how similar it is to what it did last cycle. Last cycle, what it did is it had a massive bull run, went sideways for a couple of years, and while it was going sideways, it had a capitulation low. Let's look at this pattern closely. So you rally to a new all-time high from all the way down there, right? You go down, you go up, but that's not the bottom. That's not the bottom. You go up to the trend line, you have a capitulation low, then you find resistance at the trend line, then you have a macro higher low, and then you go to a new all-time high. Comparing that to this cycle, Tesla had a massive bull run, came down. That was not the low. Went up again. Then I had a capitulation low, found resistance at the trend line, then had a macro higher low before it went to a new all-time high. Very, very similar types of moves. Very structure is very similar. Then what you have is you have this all-time high. That's not a proper euphoric all-time high. It's not this type of move right here. Not 1,000% move, but a very little rally to a new all-time high. Same thing you see over here. It's not a 1,000% rally, but a few 100% rally to a new all-time high. To get the 1,000% rally like these, the previous bull runs, before that happens, Tesla goes sideways for another few years, like I did last cycle from 2017 to 2019, so 2 years. If you go this cycle here, it went basically from 2025 to 2027 potentially. It goes sideways before it has another 1,000% move up higher. If you see the drops in the last cycle from Tesla, let me just get rid of the trend line over here. If you see the last cycle, Tesla dropped from all the first all-time high to the low drop was about a 52% drop. Then from the second high to the low was about a 54% drop. So very similar types of drops from the first time high to all-time high to the bottom and the second all-time high to the bottom. This cycle, if you see the first all-time high, Tesla dropped about 74%, and assuming that this is the second all-time high, 70. So basically, to hit this trend line, double bottom over here that we had last cycle as well, it would be about a 71% drop. So who's to say that Tesla can't go down another 71? I mean, who's to say that it can't go down 71% from the second high? Like last cycle, it went down 50% in the first high, and then the 50% in the second one as well. So who's to say that it can't go down 70% and hit this trend line over here? Like structure, if you look at the structure, last cycle, basically the second low, which was a macro higher low, Tesla double bottomed and then it had that move. If you look at this cycle, the macro higher low is just over here around $140. So I would assume that Tesla would come down to $140, find a double bottom, and then go to 1,000% move. Also, it also lines up with this trend line over here for the lower highs. So basically back testing this trend line before you move higher. Same thing over here. It lines up perfectly. Back testing this lower high trend line before you move higher. The other trend line is this horizontal, this diagonal trend line, which it has to back test right here, like it did last cycle. if you look at what it did last cycle as well, going into the capitulation low, the midterm year, which is 2018, it went down into the midterm year, then went up into August, went down September, then rally into December, and then 2019, which would be equivalent to 2027 for this cycle. Then it went higher. So same thing over here, I guess. Went down into the beginning of 2026, went up to like May, June, and then you can probably find a low in July, August, rally up to, and that by the end of the year, like November, December, and then you have your capitulation low, 2027. And if any time before that Tesla comes to any of these trend lines, if it comes to this, back test this trend line, I'll be a buyer. I'll throw the kitchen sink at it. If it goes down here, I'll be a buyer. Basically, I'll be buying Tesla anywhere below $200 because there's no guarantee that this setup plays out all over again. But I think it will be very similar. I think you will have one final drop in Tesla. I'm not 100% sure that this is that drop unless we go way below here to the end of the year. But I will start buying Tesla under $200, no matter what time it is. If it goes under $200 this month, I mean August, I'll buy it. If it holds steady and then goes up again and then comes down below 200 by the end of the year, I'll be a buyer. Or even if 2027, if it goes below $200, I'll be a buyer of Tesla. So that's my thoughts on Tesla. Let me know what other stocks you guys want me to talk about or do a review on. My next video is most likely going to be about MSTR. I have had a lot of opinions about it, and if you guys see the last cycle, MSTR went absolutely crazy. It had like a 3600% move or something from the low to the high. Yeah, about 3600%, which is absolutely crazy return. So if you guys want me to make a video about that, let me know. Or if you guys want me to make videos on any other stock or crypto, let me know. Leave your suggestions in the comment section below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.